All right. All right, this time we will call our January 10th public meeting to order. Ask everyone to stand and salute the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, good evening. At this time, Jamie, could you please read the sunshine statement and call the roll?
Be advised that proper notice has been given by the Township Council in accordance with the Sunshine Law in the following manner. Notice advertised in the Burlington County Times and Camden Courier Post on January 6, 2023, and posted on the bulletin board on the same date. Mrs. Apiadu? Mr. Smith?
Here.
Mr. Jenny?
Here.
Mr. Lyon?
Here.
Mr. Burrell?
Here. Thank you, Jamie. First up, we have a proclamation to award this night, and that's to Specialist 4 Errol E. Corder, who's with us in the front. So at this time, I'll ask Mayor and Council to please head to the front of the podium.
Sir, come on up. I'm going to have you stand over here if that's okay. That sounds good. Good evening, everyone. These are, as we have discussed before, these are probably the brightest moments that we have at some of our meetings, and it is my pleasure to read the proclamation that we offer this evening. Whereas on April of 1964, Specialist 4 Earl E. Corder volunteered for the draft with the United States Army, receiving basic training at Fort Knox, Kentucky, advanced infantry training at Fort Polk, Louisiana, and jungle training at Fort Riley, Kansas. Whereas after training, Specialist 4 Earl Corder volunteered for deployment to Vietnam, where he served as a radio operator, platoon leader aide, and the driver for a reconnaissance platoon with the Army's 2nd Battalion, 18th Infantry Division. After completing his tour, Specialist 4 Earl Corder returned home after 4 years of faithful service to the United States Army. Whereas during his time with the United States Army, Specialist 4 Earl Corder earned numerous awards and accolades to include, but not limited to, the Bronze Star with V for Valor, the Purple Heart, Vietnam Service Medal with 2 Bronze Service Stars, Republic of Vietnam Campaign Medal with device, National Defense Medal, Good Conduct Medal, United States Presidential Citation, Vietnam Presidential Citation, Republic of Vietnam Gallantry Cross with Palm Unit Citation Badge, Republic of Vietnam Civil Action Medal, First Class Unit Citation Badge, Combat Infantry Badge, and Sharpshooter Badge with Pistol Bar. It should be noted, as I'm going to go off script a little bit, only because this is quite a special individual, in that all of those awards, it should be noted that the Bronze Star for V device, when his platoon was participating in Operation Mastiff, and that's when it was awarded in the vicinity of Dao Tiang, Specialist 4 Earl Corder came under heavy fire from a Viet Cong bunker and trench complex and was struck by shrapnel. Ignoring his injuries, continued fighting with complete disregard for his personal safety, and never surrendered until ordered to do so by his platoon leader. He would ultimately lose his leg from wounds sustained. And now back to the proclamation. Whereas Specialist 4 Earl Corder continues to serve his community as a life member of the VFW Post 3620 in Gloucester City, New Jersey, and is an active participant with Post 3020 in Delran, New Jersey. Specialist 4 Earl Corder has served with veterans organizations in numerous capabilities and capacities, to include but not limited to VFW Post Quartermaster, VSW Post Commander, VFW District Commander, and the Department Treasurer of the New Jersey Disabled American Veterans. Specialist 4 Quarter has also been awarded the New Jersey Distinguished Service Medal and the New Jersey Vietnam Service Medal, and continues to counsel other amputees in association with the Department of Veterans Affairs and like organizations after returning from combat. And whereas it is with great respect and appreciation that we pay special tribute to Specialist 4 Earl E. Quarter, United States Army, as an outstanding veteran who has devoted himself to serving our great country. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that on this day, January 10th, 2023, I, Gary Katrenbone, Mayor of Delran Township, on behalf of our entire council and the citizens that we serve, do hereby express our gratitude to Specialist 4 Earl Quarter for his service to our country and the citizens of the United States of America, and do hereby commend him for his acts of bravery and honor while defending our great country and democracy. We wish him continued success and safety in all his future endeavors. Congratulations, everyone. That was wonderful. Standing ovation for you, sir. And a Delran resident, right? Yes, sir. And a Delran resident, I like those.
Just take one thing, that's all. Thank you for your service. I'd like to thank the mayor and council for the proclamation they've been giving me and honoring me. And I've lived in Delran since 1978. I've lived in numerous towns and all that, but I have no problem with Delran. It's the best place I've ever lived. And they've taken care of me, and I know how Delran feels about veterans. And I'm going to mention one thing which you probably already know. Who do you think is the second line of defense once we deplete our military? And Sean will verify me this. Second line of defense is America's veterans. We would never deprive our United States or our cities or something like that. If there was something like that we got attacked or something like it, all the Delran has to do is call out the veterans. They would never turn you down.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, great. Now, at this time, we'll have our ordinances on first reading. This is ordinance 2023-01, calendar year 2023 ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limits and to establish the cap bank. We do this every year. It's standard housekeeping here. So I'll entertain a motion in a second, please.
So moved. Second?
Jamie, could you call the roll, please?
Mr. Smith?
Yes,
Miss-
aye, sorry.
Mr. Jenny?
Aye.
Mr. Lyon?
Aye.
Mr. Burrell?
Aye. The ayes have it. Motion carries. The ordinance is introduced. Next, we have items on our consent agenda. Just by way of some housekeeping on that, there was two things that were added this morning. That's Resolution 2023-28. It's approving the bingo license. And Resolution 2023-29. It's an emergency procurement resolution for Route 130 sewer pipes. Joe, do you mind just explaining for the record what that's in reference to?
Yes, Mr. President. We had a sewer line collapse earlier today on Route 130 in close proximity to Holy Cross High School. I spoke to the mayor. He suggested we declare an emergency, reach out to all the professionals. So the engineers have been there. I've been in touch with our auditor, and of course, I've been in touch with Mark, and we declared the emergency. The estimated value, or to the cost rather, is about $145,000. That is subject to change, of course, as we get further into the repair. The funding source right now is the 2022 sewer capital budget. If you recall, this was one of the improvements that we had forecasted for this year, and well, last year and this year both. So,
Great.
That's it.
Thank you, Joe. Is there any objections to the items within the consent agenda? Seeing none, I'll ask for a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion. Second?
Jamie?
Mr. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Jenny?
Aye.
Mr. Lyon?
Aye.
Mr. Burrell?
Aye. The ayes have it. Motion carries. The consent agenda is adopted. Next up, we have our reports. So first up, as we normally do, is reports from emergency services. Anything from our fire department, fire commissioners? Jim?
Thank you, sir. On January 1, we installed our new officers for 3-year terms. Chief of the department would be Joe Cunningham Sr. Fire operations will be Kevin Peak. EMS operations will be Scott Seibert. Battalion chief at number 1 will also be Scott Seibert. And the battalion at the Chester Avenue Station will be Joe Cunningham Jr. He is also the deputy fire official in his daytime stuff, so he's doing both hats, and so is Scott. If I can divert, since unfortunately our meeting is the same as yours since you changed it from the first, most people come here to complain. I live at 816 Edgewood Avenue, and we've had a tremendous amount of work being done in the last year in that area. I've lived there since the late 80s, and I've had this huge puddle in front of my house since the late 80s. And when you go in my driveway, you always hit the front bumper of your car. And whatever these guys did, they changed the angle. I no longer hit the bumper, and the puddle is gone. So can't be happier.
Glad to hear. Thank you very much. Chief, anything?
It's great to be coming back on to serve the township again. This is my second go around as chief.
Congrats.
So looking forward to working with town council with some of the events coming up in the near future. To say it was a busy month so far is an understatement, and we're only 10 days in. Departments ran 8 alarm systems already, 1 vehicle fire, 2 mutual aid structure fires, 3 mutual aid fire police assignments that were all working fires. 1 water evacuation on Norman Ave. Residents' water heater let loose on them on New Year's Day, so we were out there for that. New Year's Day, we had a pole and wires come down on Stark Lane. And then we assisted the squad on 3 emergency calls also. So the members were running pretty busy for the first of the new year, so the first day. So hopefully they'll continue to come out like they always do and support the residents. So that's all I have, Mr. President.
Thank you very much for your service, and congratulations to all the new members. Thank you. New appointments. All right, next up, we have our administrator, Joe Bellina. Joe, anything else for us tonight?
Not this evening, thank you.
Thank you, Joe. Next up, we have our clerk, Jamie Eggers. Jamie?
No, I have no report.
Thank you. Next up, we have Mayor Catronbone. Mayor?
Thank you, Council President. We all enjoyed the company of Fire Department, Fire Station 231 last night. I'll let the other council folks that were there talk about that a little bit. I just wanted to mention that after that, there was a meeting of the community solar that was held in this room last night. It was eye-opening in that it's a program that we kind of fought for to get in town. And basically there are solar panels that are on top of a factory, a warehouse kind of thing, right here on Delran Parkway, that anyone who does not have solar panels on their roof can benefit. You can sign up, it costs nothing to participate. You get a 25% discount off of the electric portion of your bill. There's certainly more details that are available. This is an opt-in, not an opt-out. In other words, you're not in unless you want to be in. You're welcome to read the information. The benefit of this also is that 51% of the accounts that can sign up have to be a low to moderate income. So folks, regardless of where they live, or if they can or cannot have solar panels on their roof, or if they have an individual roof at all, if they have a PSE&G account that includes electricity, they can sign up for this. Well, we have some information about the meeting last night. We're working with the organization that put the meeting together to get more information up and for people to be able to sign up. And we even have a special code for Delran. And because of the participation that council provided and the support for this group, we have what I believe is the highest discount of 25%. Most are 20 in the state of New Jersey, and other states are even less than that. So I just wanted to share that with everyone. We'll have that information up on the website, I would say within 24 hours. That's my report. Thank you.
Next up, we have our solicitor, Mark A. Tabakin. Anything for us tonight?
No, sir.
Thank you,
No
Mark.
report.
Next up, we have members of council. So starting up first, we have Councilman Marlo Smith. Councilman?
Yes, just a couple quick things. Again, special congratulations to Specialist 4, Earl Quarter. Fantastic stuff. I mean, honestly, I didn't know half of the stuff, that he did while he was serving our country, and it's just amazing. And so glad that the council and the mayor, we take time out to honor veterans that are among us. They're true heroes, and we owe our freedom to them. So I wanted to thank him again. Also wanted to thank our first responders. Thank you very much. I know you got a tough job. Especially on holidays, it's got to be even more tough. Getting out there to serve the community and the surrounding community. So thanks once again for all that you do throughout the year. And lastly, Monday is the Martin Luther King Day of Service for folks that like to sign up and volunteer. Plenty of projects all around. So if you have the opportunity, please get out there. I know I plan on doing so myself. So that's the end of the report.
Great. Thank you very much. Next up, we have Councilman Lynn Jenny. Councilman?
Thank you, Council President. Again, I'd like to also thank Specialist for Earl E. Quarter for his service and for joining us this evening. As we learn more and more about our fellow residents, it's hard not to be impressed. Also, thank you very much to Fire Company Number 1 for the installation invite, for the installation dinner. And it was great. The auxiliary did a wonderful job in preparing all the food. And congratulations to each one of the officers who were installed that evening. Also, just as important, I think, Delran Fire Company Number 1, Ladies Auxiliary, are celebrating 100 years this year. Celebrating 100 years. So if you get a chance, you can think of some way to let them know you appreciate what they do. They support our firefighters when there's an active fire, when they need help, or when they do an installation dinner, and that's to be commended. Also, the community solar, as the mayor indicated, it's a great program. Sign up now. You can get to the website. When it's on the website, don't hesitate. They indicated to us that probably within 30 days, all the eligible positions will be filled. However, should they have other opportunities to share electricity with people down the road due to other installations, you could be on the waiting list. But if you want to get on this opportunity, you have to get into it quickly. So don't hesitate. That's the end of my report. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Next up is Vice President Tom Lyon. Mr. Vice President.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just to echo congratulations, and what an honor to have Earl Quarter with us. Amazing individual, amazing accomplishments. Once again, thanks to the fire department for inviting us, and congratulations to the Ladies Auxiliary, 100 years. The dinner was great. It's always a nice event, and Joe Sr. will keep Joe Jr. safe Saturday when we jump into the ocean for the Special Olympics. We'll make sure he gets home safely.
While he's doing that, I'll be in Florida.
Okay. Something tells me you might be smarter. But yeah, it's and Martin Luther King Day on Monday. Let's not forget the contributions to our society that he brought to the forefront, and honor him in whichever way that you can. That's my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. For my report, just want to echo my colleagues' sentiments. Also, thank you guys for having us at the installation dinner the other night. And it's evident by your report in the last 10 days how busy you guys are. I just want to thank you for all the work you do for the residents. And there's a speech given at the dinner, something about, you guys answer the call no matter what time of day it is, no matter the holiday, whatever other things you put your work first. So, we really appreciate that, and all the residents notice. So thank you very much. And we look forward to working with all the new officers and everyone. They're not new to us, but, you know, in their new ranks and all. So thank you. With that, we'll do public comment. So I'll ask for a motion to open the floor to public comment.
I'll make a motion.
Second. All in favor? Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries. Floor is now open to public comment. If you wish to speak, please raise your hand. You'll be recognized. At that time, you can approach the podium. All remarks should be directed to council, and individual speakers allotted 5 minutes at a time, and all statements are part of the public record and cannot be redacted after the fact. Up again for round two.
Yeah. I didn't realize the meeting was going to be that quick, so I apologize.
Okay.
Since your next meeting is going to be February and it's going to be official tonight, the fire district has moved their election to November. So I know we've been working on that for a lot of years. And some residents, we have our elections and they say they know it's in February, so don't move it, and others want to move it.
Yeah.
And the board finally decided that it'd be best for everybody, so we are going to be November elections. So there won't be any fire district elections this February.
Great. Thanks for the heads up. Appreciate it. Any other public comment? Seeing none, I'll ask for motion to close.
Motion.
Second. All in favor? Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries. I'll now entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. We are adjourned. Thank you. Good evening, everybody.